Hello ladies and gentlemen of YouTube, my name is Kanka the Great, coming at you with another YouTube worthy video. Last video I did a deck profile on Satellarknight and I was using my webcam. Now I have a full upgraded 1080p camera and the list has changed a little bit, my sideboard has changed, and my main board has changed a little bit as well. So to start off, I run 3 Deneb. Choose your searcher for the deck, you have to run it at 3. Next, I run 3 Altair. He is the Wolfbarker of the deck. He lets you revive your Denebs and revive your other Satellarknight monsters. You need 3 Anunkuli. He's the Call of the Haunted. He's the Foolish Burial of the deck. 1 Alsham, just to burn for 1,000, and once you're done searching with Deneb, you can start burning for 1,000 each turn. 1 Vega, just for the combo, and 1 Maxi, just because it's Maxi. For the spells, I run 1 Raigeki, 1 Soul Charge, 1 Rhoda, 1 Upstart Goblin, and 1 Day of Peace. A lot of 1-ofs. I normally side out my 1-ofs and my draw spells, but I normally keep in the Raigekis. But everything else is yours pretty standard. 2 Pot of Duality. Now, Duality will come out for Card of Demise once it gets reprinted. I run 2 Genesis just to take care of back row. And I run 2 Skybridge just as another, I see it as another Rhoda to get my Deneb. For the traps, I run 1 Floodgate and 1 Bottomless because I run the Rafflesia engine. 2 Vanilla Mirror Forces. And the reason why I have Vanilla Mirror Forces instead of the other ones is because I think it's the best Mirror Force right now. Storming gives your opponent their resources back, and Quaking can't put Link monsters in face down defense. So I figure Vanilla Mirror Force is the best bet right now because it still destroys and gets rid of the monsters. 1 Jar of Avarice, just to bring back all my stuff and to shuffle it back in and draw a card. 2 Fogblade. Now, this got upgraded to, it used to be Fiendish Chain, and now I run Fogblade. Basically, you can sit on a random Satellarknight. Let's just say you have an Alsham. Well, you can Fogblade on your Alsham to prevent it from being targeted for attacks. So you can just sit on your Alsham for however long you need with Fogblade, because your opponent can't target that monster for attacks. And I run 3 Call of the Haunted. 3 Call of the Haunted I feel is necessary, and I feel like you have to have it. And just the 1 Oasis. I've seen it at 2, and I've seen some decks run 3. I like to just capitalize on just the 1, because it's just another call. I feel it's just another Call of the Haunted, but it summons in defense mode and makes it worm type. And then for the counter traps, I run 3 Alpha Nova. Basically what it does is it negates anything if you tribute a Satellarknight monster, and you can draw a card, so it replaces itself. I run 2 Grandhorn, which are supposed to be strikes. So, yes. And I run just the 1 Warning. Now for the extra deck, I run 1 Decode Talker, just because I feel like you have to have them for links now. Now that links are out, you have to have them to extend your Exceed plays. 1 Rog Mariniad, number 86, just because You can make them really easily in this deck if you have 5 materials. And once he has 5 materials, you can activate his effect to destroy all cards your opponent controls. 4 materials, you can't normal or special summon. 3 materials, he's unaffected by card effects. 2 materials, he gains 1500 attack. And only 1 material, he can't be destroyed by battle. So if you have him at 5 materials, he's basically an invulnerable beat stick that can't be kaiju'd for 2 whole turns. And then 2 Batlamius. I run 2 Batlamius just because I feel like you have to have it, because you have to go into your Trigger, and Trigger is probably the best Exceed monster you have. And of course, 3 copies of Trigger. I've seen some decks that run only 2, but right now I feel with the 2 Batlamius and the fact that you can make them really easily now with just the 2 materials and Batlamius and 1 in hand, I feel like you have to run the 3 just so you have 1 every time you want to summon him. And then I run 1 Deltaros just because he can pop 1 card, and when going into Trigger is really bad, you can go into Deltaros to just get rid of a boss monster or something. Then I run 1 Constellar Diamond just to negate any dark effects like Magician Pendulums and stuff like that. They can't get their effects. And other dark effect monsters, like some road decks, like anything dark really, BAs, Shadals, etc. 1 number 101 just to steal your monster. 1 Tornado Dragon just to destroy your spells. 1 Rafflesia because I run the Rafflesia engine. 1 Daigusto Emerald to recycle your resources. 1 Abyss Dweller to get rid of your opponent's graveyard, and they can't activate any effects in their graveyard. So Mermails, True Dracos, any synchro matchup really that utilizes their graveyard. So Abyss Dweller is really good. And 1 Castell just to get rid of floodgates. For the extra deck, for the side deck, I run the Kaiju engine, so I run 1 Interrupted Kaiju Slumber, just because I don't want to draw the second one. 2 Kumungus, just because I can't afford Gamma Seals. So if you have Gamma Seals, use them. 2 Jizurksu, just because he is a good Kaiju that is a big beater, so when you slumber, you can go into a bigger Kaiju. And I run the Artifact engine, so I run 3 Scythe and 3 Sanctum. I also run 2 Flying Sea just for the Zoo matchup, and 2 Massive Restrict just for the True Draco matchup. Some other cards that I recommend for your sideboard is the regular stuff that everyone knows about. 2 Dark Holes. If you have Dark Hole and you don't have a sideboard and Dark Hole isn't in your main board, put it in your side. It's really good. It gets rid of boards. Any board wipe is really good. And for some techs you might be able to use or mind control, because link monsters are out and you can just mind control their monster and link with it. And then of course the standard for pendulums, 3 anti-spell. And for any deck that special summons a lot, you can just run the Torrential Tribute. But those are just some other side deck cards you might be able to use. Side deck is really all up to your personal local meta. For example, if your local meta has has that one mermail player or those two mermail players that like to play mermails, I recommend Diamond Dust. It basically destroys all water type monsters on the field as possible, and your opponent takes I think it's 500. They take 500 damage for each water monster destroyed. Thank you very much for watching. My name's been Kanka the Great, coming at you with another YouTube-worthy video. Have a nice day.